Alright, we should be live. What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Let's see, who we got first in the chat is Firestorm. What's up, Firestorm? What's up, Ripper Reacts? KL130, Giant Robots. Let's see. KL130, beer back. Going to go turn on my PC to start troubleshooting again. I might have to get a new GPU after all. I don't remember if you said that you had a problem last time. What was the issue? What's up, Extreme Zone? Last week picked up a used 1660 Super to use as a backup to my 3060 Ti in case it fails. Hopefully it doesn't, but you never know when components are gonna fail and I need my computer. Yeah, so having backup parts is definitely pretty key if you can't, you know, really deal with downtime, which downtime without a computer is, I think in this day and age is a pretty big deal. I mean, I guess our smartphones are able to do a lot, but if you're like gaming or video editing, stuff like that, then yeah, without your computer, it's pretty huge, so. Yeah, having spares is always good. That's why, like, sometimes when people upgrade systems, they sell off their old parts. If you got good deals on the parts and they're still in good working condition, it doesn't hurt to keep stuff, like if it's like, you know, good stuff on the side. But if it's problematic components or like low quality components, then yeah, getting rid of it is like another thing. What's up, MGLR? What's up, Ripper Reacts? Oh wait, you already said, okay. What's up, James Ray? Yeah, so MGLR, his recap on that is, we're thinking a power surge killed this power supply based on a paperclip test that he did. That's my best guess because the system that he had was fully stress tested with known working components that are actually relatively new, pretty much brand new, that was only used to test stuff. And yeah, I mean, it was plugged into the wall without any type of power strip or surge protector, and it apparently just failed while he was taking a nap or sleeping. So it just, hopefully it's just a power supply, but I mean, the down power supply could also potentially damage other components. If you have a decent quality power supply, there should be protections in to not damage the other parts, but until you like get it back up and running, you don't know. Yeah. What's up, Goosey? This is your first live stream. What's up? Welcome. Your first live stream, but how long have you been watching the channel? I guess this stint of me doing live streams has been going on for what, like 3 years now? But I've live streamed in the past previously. But yeah, we're going pretty strong on our recent run of live streams. Haven't missed a week I don't think I have missed a week. In the middle of your Spring Land 2024 video, your land video inspired me and my friends to land together. That's the point, every winter and summer. That's our schedule, or it used to be our schedule. It used to be winter and summer, but then we realized, why deal with the extreme weathers that winter and summer brings when you could deal with spring and fall, which is a lot less extreme. Like, you don't get as cold of colds and as hot of hots, so yeah. Our Flat says, I think YouTube shadow banned me from like my content and stream and channel, or just in general. I mean, I've seen you here for the most part, our Flat, for a while, so I don't think you've been shadow banned from my stuff. Wait, did the PSU have any protection? Yes, the PSU that you have is the Master Watt 550. That's a B to C tier power supply. It has all the normal protections that you have. But just because a power supply has protections, you can have like an A tier power supply that's like super, you know, highly rated and stuff, and a power surge can still potentially kill your system. Like, it's not as simple as, oh yes, you had this power supply and you know, something happened at the outlet and you're good or not. There's no way to answer that without actually taking apart, testing the power supply, or replacing it and seeing what's wrong with it. So yeah. In comment sections, my comments just disappear. Huh. You should try leaving a comment in the latest LAN party video, and I'll see if I can see it. But, yeah, I don't know about how shadow banning and all that stuff works. Hey, what's up, Nathan Tasker Force? How you doing? Luke M. Silver, hey Danny, thank you for the LAN party video. I live vicariously through your friend group. Oh, I wanted to actually show you guys something too. Because, like, I've shown a little bit before, like, the whole LAN party video edits and stuff, but this past LAN party video, I lost 2 nights worth of sleep because Adobe decided to be annoying and waste my time. Because, if you guys didn't know, the LAN party edits are already crazy as it is. Let me see if I can get this set up so I can show you what it looks like. Okay, let's see. Can I drop all this footage? See if I can do this without crashing it. Oh, why did it just do that? Okay. Elden Ring DLC comes out in exactly 22 hours. How much is the DLC? I was seeing stuff about it. Let's see, what do we got here? Is it on Steam to pre-order? 40 bucks on GameStop. CD Keys has it for 43. How much is this? On Steam, here we go. Entry. Or Erdtree, not entry. Downloadable content coming. Wait, what? $50. Okay. What is Elden Ring? It is, what's the best way to explain it? What universe? Isn't Elden Ring set in the Lord of the Rings universe? Or am I confusing that with something? Or is it like a Tolkien universe? But it's like a Souls-like game. How do you even explain a Souls-like game, though? Kind of like open world, sandbox style discovery. There's no like set path of storyline progression that you have to follow. You could go and fight like some of the most difficult bosses from the beginning. Let's see, slow, clunky combat. That's how I feel anyways. I feel like Elden Ring, and one reason why I couldn't really get into it is that the combat feels clunky. You're just dodging for days, trying not to get like two-shot by a boss. I understand why people like it. I could never get into it. James Ray says, I found a deal on a 3D scanner, like $100 off from Revo Point, so same cost my video card I wanted, so I'm debating having to live with onboard graphics. Wait. My video card that you wanted. $100 off. Not like it's $100 off of like the Revo Point website. You're saying it's on sale for $100, but the overall price is like a few hundreds of dollars. You're debating living on onboard graphics. Again, how it seems like you're putting a lot of emphasis on this 3D scanner. Where are you going to be using this a lot after this project? Because if you're just going to be using the 3D scanner to get this PC up and running, this custom PC up and running, I don't know. To me, I'm not sure if that's the best value play, but yeah. Yo, what's up, Craig? Long time no see. How you been doing, man? I know you've moved all, or your main characters off of the hardcore realm, but I haven't really been following if you've still been like you know, playing on the Era servers and stuff like that. I know you guys did for you and Habs did for a while, but yeah, good to see you in the chat, man. Long time no see. MF Craig was somebody that I played hardcore WoW with for quite a bit actually on the official hardcore servers, and then he got kind of busy and then lost the appeal of hardcore, so he moved his character. Goofbones, hey man, my first time tuning into one of your live streams. What's up? Welcome to the live stream. We're here every single week. Same time, Wednesday, 5 p.m. Pacific usually. Sometimes I move the day, but we try to make it at least one stream a week. Did anyone see the new trailer to Dark Ages coming out next year? Looks sweet. Doom the Dark Ages. I have not seen the trailer yet. I've seen the, you know, multiple, like, in passing. I've seen it on, like, social media posts and things like that. I haven't sat down and watched the trailer yet, though. Adobe did recently get that criminal lawsuit from the U.S. government for their, like, deceptive ways of trying to make it harder to cancel. Which is funny, because I actually canceled my Adobe membership because they upped the prices on me. So I'm trying to figure out how to get a lower price again. Because I'm not trying to pay, like, what is it now? For the whole suite, it's like 720 bucks a year, 60 bucks a month. Usually you can get deals for being a student or like threatening to cancel your membership. I mean, Adobe, I wish I could get off of it, but I've just been using it for so long and I'm too used to it that it'll kill my workflow if I had to go to like DaVinci Resolve or something else. If I could just buy Adobe Premiere Pro straight out for like $1,000, I would. But they don't have that option anymore. You just have to constantly pay a monthly subscription so that over the years it adds up to way more than $1,000. Green Man Gaming has Elden Ring DLC for $35. I mean, I'm not looking... Elden Ring is also one of those games where... So, nowadays, like, I have the games that I play, and any of the other games I usually buy is for testing to keep the benchmarking suite up to date. Elden Ring is not one of the games that I particularly like benchmarking because it is designed to be capped at 60 FPS, which kind of ruins the point of when you have higher end hardware, trying to see the difference in performance. They do have workarounds to remove the frame cap, and I've tried them, but it's not ideal. Like, I mean, the game should just be able to have that built-in function to go beyond 60 FPS. I shouldn't have to use third-party mods and stuff to do that, which, when you do that, they're all like, confirm that you want to do this, and you could potentially get banned or whatever. I know you're not going to get banned, but the performance still isn't the same as if it was designed into the game. Elden Ring is a very lonely game where you have to kill stuff or it kills you. They do have some kind of multiplayer in it, right? Guys, should I pull the trigger on a 6650 XT for 165? Heck, wait, 60. I read that 6750. 6650 XT for 165. That's sounding like a pretty sweet deal. Let me take a look real quick. Let's see. What are we looking at for it? I'm gonna look at the new prices, just because. So they're going for 220. Yeah, 6650. Yep, 165. I would say jump on it for sure. Does Casey Alastro plan on streaming anymore? I think he likes streaming and he wants to. It's just he's been like kind of busy and hasn't been able to. But I mean, I will post this right now into our okay, there we go. the same price as this 4070 Super. You have a lot of ideas. Okay, I mean, if that's worth it to you, you can always get some other graphics card that's like a lot cheaper to put in there. I finally made the switch. Yeah, see, that's the thing too. If I switch to DaVinci Resolve, I would still want Photoshop. I don't use Lightroom, but Photoshop in terms of like all my current project files, like for doing the stream thumbnails, my current thumbnails, all that. Like to migrate it over is kind of a big pain. Not as big of a pain as, actually, no, I'd say it's the same level of pain as Adobe is being, but yeah. Yo, Danny, I built my friend an all-white PC. Nice. You have any pictures of it? Can you post in the Discord if you do? I'm very curious to see. Let me see. Yeah, 650 for an RTX 3060 Ti and Ryzen 5 5600. I think that's a really good price for that build. Okay, there's a learning curve, yeah, for sure. The issue, like, alright, okay, let me show you actually. I do some pretty basic edits for the most part, but let me show you. Let's see. So, let's go to... Alright, so I've shown what the timeline looks like in other streams and stuff before, but... Where's my camera? I gotta move that. Oh, here we go. So we're gonna move this up here. Okay. So if you take a look, this is a timeline in Adobe Premiere. You see this section right here that goes up to the 2-hour mark? That is the LAN party edit. This I just dropped on the timeline. All this stuff right here, this is raw video. See? So raw video wise, looks like about 11 hours of footage, not counting gameplay. If you want gameplay, this is the gameplay tab. The way that I sort out and do my edits and stuff, like these are just random captures throughout, right? But this goes to like 20 hours. But, yeah, so this is the edit that is the 2 hours that you see. You see all these tiny little cuts? This is what makes up the LAN party videos. Now, I was having two problems with the edit this past weekend, which made me have to redo like over 10 hours worth of work. So you notice so the way that Premiere Pro works, if I click on this right here, so this shows you the clip and then the effects that you can do to it, right? So if you look at the audio on this one, you see the audio waveform. In the portions where it gets kind of quiet versus where it peaks, you kind of have to modify the audio levels so that you don't, like the quieter sections are elevated, and then the super, like when I'm yelling into the mic and stuff, it go down. So all clips that you drop on the timeline by default has a flat waveform, or it has a flat levels meter usually. On my project file, Adobe decided that it was just gonna, you see these effects up here? It's only showing time remapping and panner. Normally what you see is like volume and stuff like that. Premiere Pro, for whatever reason, on every video clip, decided to delete every single like volume effect basically. So imagine, oh, I just closed that out. But imagine doing all the different levels and stuff and having it all deleted. Also, look at this cool bug that happens. So this just looks like a normal, this is a caption, which is what this bar is right here, right? This is how you like put like text on the screen, right? So this is the text. Like I can hide it and show it right here. So there's also a bug, like the file is somehow corrupted, but there was no way I could restart the project file over after sinking in like 30 plus hours worth of work. Like let's say I wanted to change the text on here, what you would normally, like you see how you can click these clips? Look what happens when I click on this right here. This is the text. or when I try to select it, it decides, oh hey, it wants to crash. So I'm gonna send the report because Adobe should know about it. But let me show you again. That's not just like that's not just like a fluke or whatever. That happened every single time, and I still haven't found a fix for it. So imagine trying to release the video on time this past weekend. I'm going through all my edits and stuff like that, only to have every one of the text that I've input into the video, every time I try to like make an edit and stuff like that. I wonder if this one's gonna cause a crash. I'm gonna click on this here. Oh, yep, it does. It caused the crash. Simply, like, what the heck is that? If you're not a video editor, you might not understand, but I'm just trying to say, I did not sleep Friday or Saturday night. I pulled all-nighters. I only got naps in just to finish the video on time, because releasing a LAN party stories video, I think on a weekend day, is much more important or it's way better for its performance than trying to release it on like a Monday. No one's trying to watch LAN party stories on like some weekday at the start of the week. So yeah, that's what I had to deal with, which was the biggest pain. Time to move to DaVinci. I would move to DaVinci, but again, like, this is the first time this has happened. I got through it. The amount of time that I lost there was not the same as the amount of time that I would lose moving to DaVinci to try to learn that, plus losing all my other project files and settings from Premiere Pro that might not import nicely over to DaVinci. But yeah, I mean, that's what I was dealing with. Time to move to Mac OS, if only. What's up, Jason? Will you buy PC parts on Temu? I would if Temu had better PC parts selection. We could take a look today, actually. I don't know if I know they've improved a little bit, but I don't think they still have enough to finish out a full PC. It's a bug. It's not a bug, it's a feature. Yeah, I don't know what the bug is. I'm pretty sure it's related to Premiere Pro and not... I mean, it could very well be the Intel Arc card, but I'm already past it. The amount of time for me to open up my system, install NVIDIA or AMD card, undo the drivers, install those drivers, and then get it back into an Intel card, I'm just over it right now. I've got other things to move on to. Like, yeah. It's been a very busy weekend. You should just upload the entire raw video so it would be like one of those found footage things. I plan to one of these days. So one of my plans for the LAN party stories is to go back to the all LAN parties eventually and release the complete raw, only edited for private information footage. So like the original LAN party video was what, like 30 minutes long or something? Let me see. I don't even know how long it was. But my plan is, I still have all the footage. 2016. How long was that one? So the original LAN party stories video, like see some of the older ones were like 29 minutes long. But I'm trying to find out where's the first one. Oh, beautiful playlist. That works. Yeah, so the first one was 23 minutes long. Isn't that kind of crazy? So I have way more than 23 minutes worth of footage. My plan eventually is to go back and re-release them, like, basically uncut. So that should be fun because there's a lot of footage that people basically don't see because it gets edited out. So yeah, I mean, look at this one, 29 minutes. This was 27 minutes. For a long time, the LAN party stories were like around 30 minutes. 30 minutes, 43 minutes. And then slowly they got longer. 43 minutes, 55, 52, 1 hour, 1 hour 10, 146. So yeah, all of these have like many hours of footage as a part of them. So the plan is to go back and re-release them at some point. Maybe the 10-year anniversary, I don't know. Time to move to Mac OS and switch to Final Cut? Nah. Dude, put put a Apple computer in front of me and I won't even be able to do the most basic of tasks. I'll be like, where's the My Documents folder? How do I... Like, even their minimize, maximize, and close windows, you know, those three, what was it, yellow, green, and red button on the top right? Yeah, that stuff already, like, makes me feel like an idiot trying to use macOS. Literally just... Wait, what about the GT 1030s? Doing this manually seems so difficult. I forgot if Adobe has normalized audio portion, but doing this in Resolve is so much more pain-free. Every solution I've looked up for the normalized audio, it's not really what you think it would be. I don't think it's like... Maybe I have to look into the DaVinci Resolve one, but usually it brings the lows higher, but not in like a good way. Like, it can't tell background noise and stuff like that from like people talking. Yeah, this is something I wish there was a magic button that says make all voice levels the same while drowning out background noise, which you could probably do with two effects. Noise, but then noise reduction distorts it, so yeah. Yeah, I basically have to do it manually. Feel free to send a video over that has a tutorial, but a lot of the videos that I've seen, because look, think about this, I have literally hundreds of clips. Usually when you normalize audio and stuff, you still have to apply settings, and I feel like it might be different settings for the different clips, depending on how different the noise levels are. But yeah, I've personally tried and couldn't find a solution, but yeah. There is a dialogue. You would... Why... Let me see if... Premiere Pro dialogue audio leveling. Let's see if I can find balancing dialogue in Premiere... in one click? I mean, it's been about probably a year plus since I've looked into this. I don't have much faith, though, because... Oops. I'll watch this on my own time. I don't have much faith because everything I found up to this point did not work as well as the title and thumbnail led me to believe, but we'll see. I don't see deal hunting. Yeah, we're still in the first part of stream, just waiting for people to catch up and stuff like that. Yeah. Paid plugin. I would pay for a plugin to save me hours of time. Did I miss the shower scene in the pre-land? It was not like I was looking forward to it or anything. It was in the pre-land. Okay. So, we're about a good portion into stream. Small talk over. Let's do some deal hunting. $500 PC build. We're not going to use PC Part Picker because I'm trying to look for used parts. So, there's no point in trying to fill in... oops, what the heck? Let me see this. On Mac, the maximize button isn't actually the maximize button. It's the full screen button. See? This is what I'm talking about. It's just different, you know... It's just a different environment. I'm sure people who are used to it can do it fine. But for me, yeah, I don't... Melissa has a Mac laptop. If anything, I need to hop on that before I start even considering having an editing machine that's on, Apple. Okay. What do we need? So, to fill up... Usually, this is how I start out my budgeting. How do you guys, budget for a PC build? I like to use basic spreadsheets. PC Part Picker is nice and all if you're buying new parts, because I don't like how you have to custom enter in prices and stuff. I feel like it's just more buttons than you normally have to do. So I'm like, okay, what do you need for a computer? And then I list out all the stuff. And this is usually all you need. CPU, cooler, mobile, power supply, RAM, SSD, and case. Am I missing anything? I don't think so. It's 7 core components that you typically need. I mean, you could get rid of the case. So, I just buy stuff at good deals. Yeah, so, I do that sometimes. Sometimes I just buy and just have stuff on the shelf that I can pull from, right? But I'm approaching this from okay, my friend approached me with $500 to build a PC. I don't have any of the parts that they need yet. This is how I'm gonna kind of do the deal hunt. because I don't want to really go too much over budget. But yeah, so for 500 bucks, let's see. So I'm just gonna randomly start filling out stuff that I know it's gonna be the general price. Like RAM is about like, let's overestimate, 35 bucks for 16 gigs. You might be able to fit 32 gigs in, but we'll see. What, like 35 bucks for 500, let's see, equals sum of these. A case, let's just say we're not gonna spend more than 50 bucks on a case. Power supply, what are those thermotakes going for? Actually, no. We might be able to find a used power supply. If I could stay under 40 bucks for a power supply, that would be pretty decent. Where's the GPU? I'm missing the graphics card. Let's see. P10. See, usually I like to leave the graphics card and CPU blank, and we'll just stick with some kind of $20 Amazon tower cooler. You can definitely get it for... Oh yeah, we're gonna do pre-tax. Yeah, so RAM, we could probably get a cheaper set. I'm just going to keep it 35, and we can move it around if needed for like the, you know, $5 savings. I like being conservative sometimes, just to play it on the safe side. Because then you can have, so that when if you hit your max, you don't go too much over if you have to reallocate funds and stuff. Integrated, baby. Yeah, I mean, we could get a 5700G or something like that. Okay, so between this split, we have, so equals 500 minus this remaining budget. Okay, let me move everything up. Honestly, on a $500 PC, spending $200 on the graphics card isn't isn't too bad. And then you would have 120 for a CPU mobile combo. See, but if you go down to 180, you can have 140 here. CPU mobile, if we can find a combo, that would be great. I'm just gonna delete this mobile line. Let's put a dash through it. So if we go 140 here, we'll be exactly on budget. Looking at this, what are you guys' thoughts on the allocation of everything? Does anything look too overpriced or underpriced? Yeah, so like SSD prices are kind of been a little wonky, so. I know a guy who can get, well, that's part of the deal hunting today. I know a guy too, and I'm talking to him right now. But let's take a look at like what OfferUp has to offer, because if I can save on shipping and tax, somewhat recently did a 5700 XT build. Is there no other card here? Washington DC, local only. What are people selling 5700 XTs for in my area? 175. Oh, look at this. 80 bucks for an RM750X. Perfect condition. Tier A on the PSU Cultist. Whoa, someone offer up mentioning the Cultist tier list. And they're adding the new cable with it. Aww. How much do these go for brand new? These are around like 100, what, 120 maybe? 100? Oh, they're only 100 on Amazon. Yeah, if anything, I would talk this person down. Well, 100 plus tax would be 110, so it's a $30 savings. Maybe talking down to like 70 or 75, but this is too expensive for this build, unfortunately. I've got $100 5700 XT. That is a really good price. Here's another thing too, Ryan. I don't want to have to rely on like pre-sniped deals. It feels a little bit unfair to have direct contact with someone and say, hey, can you not even list that and just let me buy it directly from you? Like, to constantly take advantage of that, you know what I'm saying? Like, unless the cards are posted and they don't move on Jawa, then for sure, I would definitely buy it. But I don't want to be the person who's like pulling good GPU deals before they even hit the market unfairly. But I can't keep an eye out. What is this? This is $650. I'm just looking at this because it caught my eye. $650. Listed. This is a new listing. 32 gigs RAM, 2080 Super, Hyper 212, huh? What is this? They put a Corsair and MSI and Razer sticker on the NZXT case. So we've got a 12400, 32 gigs of RAM. How much storage does this thing have? EVGA 750 G2 Supernova, okay. 1 to 2 terabytes. 1 terabyte Samsung SSD, 1 solid. What? Dude, what is this listing description? Are Thermalright PSUs good because they are cheap? PSUs? Thermalright makes power supplies? Or do you mean coolers? Or do you mean Thermaltake PSUs? I think you mix one of the two. I mean, 12400 H510, but looks like 2 terabytes of SSD storage. For $650, what do you guys think of this? I'm not gonna pick this up because that takes away the fun of actually building. But for $650, honestly, this doesn't look like too bad of a price. I mean, let's look at the actual build. It's not the prettiest looking build, but for the specs, for someone who doesn't want to build, I mean, this looks like a pretty decent, you know, setup for easily under, and you know, it's a fair amount under 1,000. But also, considering not having to pay taxes if you had to buy on places like eBay and stuff like that, yeah. It doesn't look like anything, like, you know, no cheap parts, right? No corners cut. When this was built, it looks like they did a decent job. Maybe you could say the Hyper 212 is like the cheapest looking thing paired with everything else, but yeah. Thermalright makes PSUs. Oh, okay. I've actually... Are they sold? Power supply. See, Thermalright making power supplies versus Thermalright making power supplies readily available in the US is totally a different story. So where can we find Thermalright power supplies to buy? Because I'm not gonna fly to Asia to get it. Thermalright power supply. Are they only on Newegg? See, the thing, buying it only on Newegg, is this sold and shipped by Newegg? So we do have a Thermalright power supply. Select delivery, shipping from Hong Kong. Okay, I mean... So, to the person's question, what was it? Are Thermalright PSUs good because they are very cheap? Are they very cheap? I'm not seeing any very cheap options there. I'm seeing stuff that's in line with things readily available in the United States. And I don't know if I'm willing to buy from Hong Kong and pay this shipping when I could buy something that's potentially equivalent and not have to deal with the hassle of shipping to and from Asia, especially if I have to do like warranty claims. But yeah, I see Thermalright PSUs on AliExpress. Same thing there though. So for me, to consider buying on, let's say, AliExpress or whatever, the price needs to be decently below an equivalent that you could purchase from the States. I am not going to buy something that, and this is just one power supply I'm looking at, but just looking at the list of everything here, like, this is a 650 watt power supply for 80 bucks. There are equivalents in the US that you can buy and save yourself the hassle. But yeah, new parts only? No, this is going to be a mostly used build. I'm just looking at this new part because someone brought up Thermalright power supplies. And I honestly had not seen them because they're not really readily available in the US. You can find listings for them, but this doesn't mean, like... I don't know, unless I'm missing something here, I don't think these are worth buying, even if you are in the market for buying brand new. Like, why wouldn't you just spend that 80 bucks and get any other B/A tier power supply from any of the other companies selling with 2 to 3 day shipping on Newegg or Amazon? I'd stay away from Corn Electronics. I got a hunch they're a little shady. I've never even... Corn Electronics, I mean, they've got 4.3, 282 ratings. I don't know all the Newegg sellers by name, but I don't know if there's anything particularly shady here. The 650 watt is 46 bucks. Magnus says, where are we seeing this? What are the games it needs to play? Honestly, nothing in particular. Just general gaming PC. This is not designed specifically with AMD / NVIDIA / Intel biased titles in mind. Just overall general PC, playing everything. Are you gonna do any comparisons between a $500 PC and handhelds? Jason, wanna help me benchmark on the handheld side of things? I'm not gonna buy a handheld just so I can add some benchmarks in, because that would be a waste of money for me. I'm not interested in handhelds, unfortunately. I've seen outrageous graphics cards by Korn that have outrageous prices on Newegg. Yeah, I don't know if that means it's shady though. Maybe just more out of touch, but yeah. $500 is pretty difficult. Well, okay, let's fill in the RAM, right? So, and I'm just gonna put the links. Let's see. The 16 gigabyte. We're of course gonna be on DDR4 memory. What can you get? So here's 35 bucks. Let's sort by lowest price. God, Newegg's just gonna give me so much of this stuff. Garbage. We're gonna set a minimum price of around $28. Hopefully it filters out all that garbage. Oh, no, it doesn't. Alright. This is from low to high. It looks... Why did they put this one up here? Time Tech. All black. 29 bucks. Is there no Prime on this one? Yeah, July 8th to 23rd? Dang. Is this the only... Usually when you look for RAM, there's multiple options for a given price range. So, if there's only one Time Tech kit that is available for 30 bucks, and I know 30 versus 35 bucks isn't a huge deal, but I wouldn't say RAM is... 16 gigs of RAM is going for 30 bucks. If this is the only kit that we could find where the delivery is literally 3-ish weeks plus out. Is there really no other 30 gigabyte kits that we... Oloy, yeah, see? Even these plain Oloy ones are 35. Might either have to pick up something used or wait for a price drop to happen. Memory Gamer Heatsink Rise Mode. Here we go. Diamond Series. 3200 megahertz, CL16. Okay, so here's another kit that's more... That... Still free to... Even with Prime. Huh. June 28th. Like, a little bit over a week away. Here's the silicone power one. Here we go. Wait, let me check this on my other browser. This silicone power one's pretty ugly though, in my opinion. Yeah, the delivery on these, huh? The delivery window on a lot of this RAM is over a week out. Which isn't the end of the world, but I'm just surprised that I was expecting a little bit more options. We can do a Ryzen 57 and a 3070? Are you, what? You know what the average going price of 3070s are right now, right? They're easily above $250. Even, we're already going really cheap on a lot of this stuff. Even if I change it to 30 bucks before tax and we go up to 145. The 5700X, I saw those were on sale, but you would have to get a used one because even the new ones aren't that cheap. 5700X you can get open box for 127, but you got to get a motherboard in there too. See, this is leaving something like $100 on the CPU and 45 on the motherboard. Your AM4 motherboards, I mean, I'm not doubting someone can build a $500 build with the Ryzen 5700X and the RTX 3070, but trying to build one that you could get without like making people think you just made up prices, I don't know about that. Neem is hanging around PC flippers. He's a bit delusional. I'm nice, but I'm not 3070 for pennies nice. Yeah. Yeah, so, yeah, I have a 5800X that I could technically throw into the build that I got for 120 bucks. So if this is 120, where can we save money though? You see what I'm saying? This is why you budget, because I think it is delusional to think, even with really good deals, to get a 3070 and a 5700X or better in a relatively like reasonable amount of time. Obviously, if you spend the next year deal hunting, you're gonna get enough good deals that spread out over the course of however many months. How do you think a $500 build with the 3070 plays out price-wise? Even if you go 40 on the case, even if you go super cheap on the SSD 25, you're limited by your graphics card price and the CPU, and this would be CPU if the mobile was 45. Like, I understand good deals occur, but definitely you're not picking that up online. Anyone who could sell anything online, they're gonna follow closer to eBay prices and maybe a little bit lower. You gotta get like local lucky deals. Like, just buy it from a grandma who doesn't know what she has. Let me, let's just take a look at, look, this is RTX 3070. This is what 3070s are going for in my area. 280, 310, 300. What do we got here? 320. If this was a $600 build, I think it would be more doable. That $100 extra just being thrown straight into the graphics card, it makes all the difference. But I mean, look, 3070s are looking like garbage in my area. We can go to eBay and see what they're kind of going for. Like, I understand PC flippers getting good deals and stuff like that, but I need some reasoning behind how you think the budget is gonna look. Yeah, the lowest price is 3070s are $250. Buy it now. It is the little plain looking Dell model. Both Tech Yes City and Tech Wando did it for 500 bucks. Yeah, I mean they got local deals, didn't they? Again, I'm not saying it's impossible, but I'm saying they stumbled on good deals and were able to make it into a $500 build. I'm not sure if they set out like, all right, today I'm going to try to do a $500 build and I can only use deals from here on out. I think those may have been retroactively set prices, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I found a deal randomly today and then say, okay, we'll just change the budget to $600, there's a difference. There are two types of videos. Watch me get lucky and build a good value PC, and let me show you how to build a PC at this price range. Yeah. One of them is more repeatable. One of them is kind of a flex, which I do enjoy doing. But then, you know what I hate? When I get comments saying, the prices he shows are not realistic. I can't rebuild this PC at that price that he's saying. Which I've basically gotten since the beginning of time. Even when I do PC build guides using parts that I bought online, using average pricing, people still complain. So they complain even more though when you throw in some once in a lifetime lucky deals. Ryzen 36, yeah. I'm thinking you would have to go with maybe an older Ryzen or Intel processor to get this done. Actually, let's see. Tech Yes City. When did Brian do that? I just want to see how his budget worked out.
Windows.
All right, where is his $500 PC build that has a 3070 and a 5700X in it? Because again, I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm just saying that you really have to get lucky with deals and just take a look at my offer up. And even if we went to Facebook Marketplace, no one is gonna sell a 3070 for less than like $225, and $225 would be a lucky deal. This guy makes like 3 videos a week. That, I mean, he's a serious YouTuber. Where's this $500 build that we're looking for? The easiest PC build you can do for under $500. That has an RX 6600 though. Apologize for the ignorance. Are you only purchasing from retail? No. I'm looking for used parts too. It's just, for some parts, I think it makes sense to just go new. Like RAM, I guess you could get that for a little bit cheaper in the used market, but let's just take a look. 16 gigabyte DDR4. What are people selling RAM for? 32 gigs for 50, 8 gig DDR4 for 40. Like what? Here's one that's a little bit cheaper. DDR4, what is this? This is 3200 megahertz. I mean, I could go drive and pick it up to save, I guess, $10 and some tax. If this is still available, but let's see other deals. I don't know, like, people aren't just selling, here's like 3200 megahertz, what is this? If this is 32 gigs, this is a pickup. Yeah, these 16 gigs. So what I've seen in the used market is things like RAM, SSDs, stuff like that. A lot of the times, people just post them for the same price as you can just buy brand new. Here's $30, but you gotta account for like the time spent. Like, if I'm not gonna drive to Arlington to pick up some 16 gigabytes of RAM for $30 to save on tax, when I could just have it for $33 shipped from Amazon to my door, you know? Like, some stuff makes sense to buy for sure locally, but not stuff like I found RAM, SSDs, sometimes power supplies. So power supplies in my PC power supply. You may spend more on gas than you will on tax. That is true. Can I buy you a PC? No, I cannot buy you a PC. Alright, power supply. Someone's got... Yeah. So that RM750X, this is a discount, but it's out of the budget. God, why is it always changing the shipping? I'm trying to look for local. Graphics card, power supply, 3 boxes of random computer stuff. Woodway, Washington, Thermaltake TR2, 430 watt. For $500, I think we can get something better than this. I think, see, what the issue is, I think any of the good deals get snatched up so quickly, not only just here, but like a hardware swap, any of like the online places, because I feel like there's an ever-growing community of PC flippers who essentially just buy up all the good deals. What I'm doing is technically probably going to be PC flipping, because I will eventually get rid of this PC. I don't know if I'm going to flip it or let it go at face value though. But this isn't something that I do like on a monthly basis. I do not build tons of systems and flip them. Most of the time they go for face value to people that I know that needs PCs. EVGA doesn't have the B-stock PSU no more. No, dude, EVGA, I still check EVGA B-stock, and it goes to a dead link now. Where is it at? B-stock, well, so you can find like this here, power supplies. It's just, or not, I guess it's not dead. Last time I looked at this, it didn't even show this website. But yeah, no, EVGA doesn't have anything for sale in their quote-unquote B-stock anymore. This is showing, and if you click on, this is what I was showing. Okay, so you can still find, like, if you go to the specifically graphics card section, it's not a thing anymore, Shauner, it's not a thing. These portions of the websites are still live, but if you try to actually click on B-stock to show, like, everything, it does go to, you know, a dead end. So, you can look at the, like, remnants of what B-stock used to be, but there's nothing for sale. And if you wanted to look generally at B-stock, it gives you a dead link. Yeah. It seems like the aftermarket prices for GPUs in America seems way higher. Maybe it's just because Seattle wage is high. Used GPUs in America are the same USD price, but I'm Canadian. No, there's good deals to be had, but like what I was saying, unless you catch a listing within the first day or so, it's likely that someone else beat you to the punch. So me looking right now doesn't mean I'm going to buy everything today. Because if I don't see anything that's priced well, I'm gonna wait, right? But so far, like here, this is what we do. So for RAM, I'm just gonna say 35 to lock it in. You might be able to save $5 and then we can allocate that elsewhere. But we're gonna lock this in. We'll use yellow as a color code. SSD, honestly, I mean, for 500 gigs, I think you're gonna be spending at a minimum of $30, which is pretty safe to lock in. So, coolers, very safe to lock in at $20. So anything that's not highlighted is what we need to fill the build with. And if you can see the budget, if we're trying to keep it at $500, we gotta find stuff that's around these prices. Even the case for $40, you would have to go used. I got so many cooler GPUs, and yeah, PSUs were... B-stock was such a gold mine for power supplies. Now, the closest thing I would say is like... Amazon warehouse deals. if you're looking for a power supply and you're trying to save some money, like look at this. You could either spend $100 on the RME 750E, or you can spend $76 on it used acceptable. I'm very curious how it becomes acceptable. Amazon has no means, to my knowledge, of testing a power supply to deem it acceptable. They must mean like it might have like nicks and dings and scratches, which for the most part should be cosmetic. Maybe the box it comes in is damaged. But I would buy this. Not for this build, but I would buy this in general if I'm looking for like a higher tier power supply at this wattage, and you know, and get a decent discount on it. I'm not saying get this one specifically, but a lot of power supplies on Amazon do have a decent discount when you look at used. Bro, I buy acceptable stuff all the time. It's basically brand new. I think it's sometimes hit and miss. I bought acceptable stuff. It didn't come with the I/O shield if it's a motherboard. For a power supply, maybe it's missing some of the extra cables. Like, there could be a number of things wrong with it. But the good thing is, it's Amazon. You could just return it if it comes and it's not to your liking. Like, that's, you know, at least a good thing. In the Seattle area as well, and was able to snag a 2060 for $100. Yeah, that's a pretty good price on that, because those still float at what, like 120, 130, I'm thinking. But yeah, the offer, all the good stuff, especially all the valuable components. Yeah, people aren't trying to move like RAM and SSDs. Those are low priority, low value products. People are trying to move and buy and get good deals on the CPUs, the motherboards, the graphics cards. But yeah, wait, where's Nemus? I might have missed it. There was a deal for an upgrade cooler. Dude, also, I'm not against using the stock cooler. If we have to, I could go $0 on the cooler and we can get a $200 graphics card. I still don't think that's enough for an RTX 3070. Like, you have to find a very lucky deal to get an RTX 3070 for $200. And I think there's people in the stream who have said they've picked it up for $200 before. But that is a really good deal. Well, for $200, dude, I would rather just go with the AMD card at that point. Like, honestly, I only said 3070 because Nemus was mentioning it, but well, yeah, the RX 6600 is a pretty solid card for $200 new, but you can start finding them for like as low as 160, 170, which is, I think, is worth it when you're trying to build a $500 PC build. Every 30, whatever, 10, 20, $30 you can save, it definitely makes a difference. But please check stream submissions, says Casey. Not sure if you can get a 6700 for $200. We can take a look, but Casey Walls with the AliExpress post. Ryzen 5 5600 AliExpress, $82. Soyo B550M, okay. High power F12 SE basic, $30. 32 gigs of RAM, AliExpress, Johnsbull. What is this? What are these cases? Are these all free shipping? Okay, so that's, I mean, again, I'm okay with using a stock cooler, but I don't think the AliExpress ones come with stock coolers. Powertrain P60 case, 6700 XT with the coupons. This comes down to $511. Gotta be waiting 2 months for all of that. See, all these prices, like, let's look at local. Ryzen 5600. Why do I have a feeling that is no one selling this in my area? There's a 2600. How much are they going for used on eBay, on Amazon? Ooh, 107? Okay. Yeah, so like the Ryzen 5600 from AliExpress would be for sure a grab. A B550. Let's take a look at Amazon. Amazon, dude, I'm telling you, Amazon open box deal. Probably grab a micro ATX to be safe. So we got 76 bucks. Here's 62 for a gigabyte one. So 62 in comparison, 67. Here's one for 60. This is an ASRock B550. I would imagine this soil board is no better than some of these like super budget boards. Yeah. I mean, it does have more heatsink, but 113, 78, $88, 102, 64. So there's some, so like for the CPU, AliExpress is hands down the winner. We're looking at a closer spread here on like Amazon open box, which I would much rather go for. Yeah, here's MSI B550 Gaming Gen 3, 60 bucks. It's not that much more. I'm still paying tax on AliExpress. The shipping time is just worse. But I guess if I'm buying the CPU there, doesn't matter. Soil board can handle all the way up to, I mean, just looking at this MSI B550 Gaming, I'm confident this one can handle up to a 5800 X3D as well. Dude, people have paired 5800 X3Ds with much worse motherboards than B550 boards. Like, people have thrown them into... have I seen them throw it into an A320? But, yeah, like... eBay and Amazon warehouse, yeah. The thing about it for me though is let's take a look at eBay. I mean, I would also be, let's see, 550M. Let's just look at B550M motherboards. Non-working. Can we find ones that are working? Here, we'll look at all of them. You should look at the case I threw in. It looks unique. Yeah, so here... Oh, 11 shipping? Yeah, so Amazon prices are better already. Because you're looking at almost 70 bucks here. Amazon would have been free shipping. So, it would come in like 5 to 10 bucks less. But, I feel like with eBay... Well, who are these sellers? Sometimes eBay sellers, you get individual sellers, like this person, maybe. LTX LLC. Interesting. But like you could kind of tell by their rating if they're like a mass seller or like an individual seller. I personally would rather buy a motherboard from Amazon warehouse than, or a massive reseller like this, who are, I would feel, wow, Ascentech, 125,000 sales? That's crazy. But yeah, if anything goes wrong, because these are all used parts, right? I want like an easy return process. I know you don't get that in your local deals, but if you're shopping online already to begin with, using eBay, using Amazon, I want it to be, if anything goes wrong, like a pain-free return process. No IO shield. Yeah, most like, that's usually how motherboards on, actually used motherboards, even on Amazon, go. I mean, I don't know why, like, where did the IO shield for half of these motherboards go? They just pulled these boards and just forgot to pull the IO shield from the case they came from? Brand new Asus Prime B450M. Yeah, for 65 after coupon. That's 65. So So you either go used B450M or new B550M. I swear to God, they take them out, repackage the IO shield to sell separate. Yeah, because you can sell IO shield for more. Let's see. Let's put in like a recent chipset. B550 Pro 4. Oh, $5. Not bad. But this is from China. Where are the ones that are coming from the US? North America. Or shoot, I should have said US only. Not North America. US only. Yeah, you're already getting bad condition ones are $12. Yeah, aside from this one cheap one for almost $11 after shipping. Look at this. IO shields. Just think of how much you paid for your motherboard. You just paid $50 for a motherboard, and then you're paying like $10 to $15. In what world is an IO shield worth like a third to a quarter of a motherboard? An IO shield is a stupid piece of metal, and I say stupid in regards to it is literally a piece of metal machined to like fill a hole, whereas a motherboard has complex components and circuitry on it and required a lot of thought and care and detail to design. And that's how these things are valued. It's like when you replace parts on a car individually, it costs more than the car itself. Yeah. You're better off buying a new one? Yeah, basically. Just make your own IO shield at home. Yeah, just buy a 3D printer for like $150 or whatever the cheapest 3D printer is, and print your own IO shield. You could do that too. It's a piece of cheap metal, right? And look at these prices. But regardless, for a $500 build, if it's missing the IO shield, it's not the end of the world to me, honestly. Like, just set it up as a positive pressure case so that air is just gonna exit through the IO shield. Yeah, the B450 boards are about $10 to $15 cheaper on Amazon, which honestly, so let's look back at the budget. $45 is what we've set. We're at, what can really be moved here? I think 40 for a case is kind of like on the low end. It's not too realistic to find a PC case for $40. Also, right now we're kind of just doing the browsing. I'm not locking stuff in because we need to get an idea of what everything is actually going for. Like AliExpress, okay, where's Casey's? AliExpress, Pain Train P60 case. Let's see if I can pull this thing out. I'm not against AliExpress. The shipping usually takes about 10 days. The last thing I bought from there was about 10-ish days, if I recall correctly. Pain Train P60. Why can't... Oh. Pain Train... This is a micro ATX? Yo, I actually really like this. Okay, let me see this. You won't find a good case under 50? I don't know. This is free shipping. $34. That's gotta be an acrylic side panel, right? Usually, when you have a framed transparent side panel like this, usually it's acrylic, but let me see if I can figure out more details about this thing. Wait, what? Normal SFX power supply? Wait out. Oh, it does support ATX, okay. Yeah, see, this thing, I'm surprised. This totally looks like an ITX case. I like this. Wait, what is the difference between you? USB 3, oh, you can buy a USB Type-C version or not. Dude. Okay, I actually really like this case. You guys know why I like this case. There are cases for $25 Yeah, no, I'm confident we can find something on Amazon warehouse. I was just kind of doing some browsing, and I would be willing to go B450 motherboard. That's not the end of the world to me. But so it was just, so we found enough motherboards just from browsing that I'm pretty confident we can get something around this price range. I'm just trying to kind of fill out the rest. Like motherboard, I'm actually comfortable thinking like, here, let's just say 50. Worst case scenario, we have to spend 50. But this case, how much is this thing coming in at? And this is all pre-tax, of course, because everyone has different tax rates. Yeah, if we're coming in at 35 for this case, we can stay within budget. And not only that, I really like this case. It is a tempered glass side panel. Let me see, specification, tempered glass. Nice, they actually did put tempered glass in it. Good call. I was just, my assumption was this thing is way too cheap to have all these, like, to look this cool, to have a handle, to be this form factor, and have tempered glass, but they did it. Yeah, Shauner says, I kind of want to try this thing. Dude, this powertrain. Okay. We might, okay, so this would, let me look through to make sure. I wish they didn't just have 3D renderings of this thing. Someone built in this. This case is good. Normal SFX power supplies redundant. Wait, okay, let me see a different. Arriving in 13 days. Okay. The price to finish is not bad. Micro ATX board available and can use ATX. That's the biggest thing because we cannot afford an SFX power supply. Low heating. Okay, that should be fine. Yeah, I mean the front does have like ventilation for airflow, but if you look at just the how big each of these small dots are versus the rest of it, it's not the best ratio of open versus closed. But you know what? I think this should be fine. We're not throwing a crazy high-end system in here. Usually cases, well, this one's free shipping. It says free shipping right here. I gotta buy this thing soon though, because dude, this is gonna take a month to get here apparently. The question is black versus white. Yeah, so we get, dude, at that point we can lock in the case, 35 bucks before tax, cause this is 35. What's up, Robert? Fix it. Power supply, I'm pretty confident I can find it somewhere on the corners of the internet, like anywhere from 550 to 600 watt unit for 40 bucks, whether it be hardware swap, my local area, or Amazon warehouse deals. So I'm almost comfortable with locking this in. Here, let me put this on here. So yeah, we got this down. We're just gonna go Amazon here, and I'm just gonna say powers, let's see, Amazon hardware swap local. Oh, the cooler. That case doesn't include fans, gotta add that too. Good thing there's what's that Thermalright 3-pack? Actually, you know what? This would be a chance to check out some other cheapo fan. Look at this, 3-pack, whatever the heck fans for $10. What's the cheapest Antec? Ooh, that's expensive. Okay, what's the cheapest? I guess you could just get fans from AliExpress. Though I don't know, would AliExpress be able to beat 3 fans for 10 bucks? Let's take a look, shall we? 3-pack PC fan. What do we got here? Wait, what? Does something seem off about this? So it's funny they put 12 centimeters, which is 120. Yeah, Thermalright, if you want RGB, is kind of hard. Well, so you got like this one. I actually have a pack of the Thermalright sitting on my shelf. 3-pack fan. The Thermalright ones are $13 and you get RGB. You can also get the Thermalright non-RGB for $1 less. But I mean, if we get 10, so we can just call. We also don't have a cooler yet. So we potentially need fans, and we potentially need coolers. So that's gonna eat in, honestly, into both the CPU and the graphics card budget. Logged in price is different. This is probably an introductory deal. Oh, I will definitely make multiple accounts and use my wife's credit card and like use different payment methods to get introductory deals. Just do a 3600 B450. No, I mean, dude, we have enough budget, honestly, to go. So we'll keep this here. Ryzen 5600. So we got 86 bucks there. Let's move this around. AliExpress 5600. All right, so we're gonna lock this one in. And then let's make this 175. Wait, what did I just do wrong? So fans are about 10 bucks. Let's just assume we go like plain black. I don't know if I'm really gonna care about RGB. Wait, what did I change to fans? Yeah, so that brought it down quite a bit. We do still need a cooler, which we can also get from AliExpress, some kind of tower cooler, right? Can we get one for 14 bucks or around 14 bucks? And again, we could move, like, we could get $30 RAM to get some money back so that we can get like an $18 cooler or a $19 cooler come within budget. But let's see, tower coolers. I mean, the Snowman's a pretty popular one. You know those are Molex for 99-cent fans? Probably. Actually, let's go back to it. No, PWM 3+4 pin. These are not Molex. But again, this is a welcome deal. This would be like min-maxing introductory deals and stuff like that. I'm okay with not getting this though. I'm okay with getting like a Thermalright, you know, $13 set. So let's go 13 on the fans. If we get 20 on the cooler, I mean, we could easily do a 190 graphics card to come within budget. That case, dude, I love how the case is one of the cheapest things on this list. And it looks as awesome as it does. Does it have to be a micro ATX build? It kind of does now. But I'll say this. Micro ATX cases are generally cheaper than ATX cases, as our micro ATX boards are generally cheaper than ATX boards. So when you're on like a tighter budget and you don't necessarily want like a larger build, like I can't really think of that many shortcomings that comes with micro ATX. Micro ATX is actually my personal poll time. We haven't done a poll for a while. What the heck? Do we really have 182? No. How many viewers are watching right now? Start a poll. Which form factor do you like better? Yes or no? ATX, micro ATX. Of course, Casey, you know me too well. Nope, are you in Cali? If so, I have a 2060 just laying around that I'm not using. I'm not in Cali, I'm in Washington, so same coast, but also I don't want to take advantage of like deals that a content creator has access to, but not everyone. When I do these PC build guides, I tend to try to make it more relatable to the average person and not the fact that I have access to viewers who might want to cut me good deals on parts, if that makes sense. Which form factor do you like better? ATX or micro ATX? It says there's 186, which is like, I don't even remember the last time we've had close to 200 viewers on the stream. I don't know what did it. YouTube algorithm be weird like that. For the most part, we usually float around like 100. every week, and now we're almost doubled that. So whether it was a LAN party storage or something else, there's no such things as rating in YouTube streams. But I'm assuming there's new people here. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the stream. But the LAN party is not like it went viral or anything. The LAN party got the usual amount of views that it got. It's sitting at like a little bit over 10,000 right now. So it's not like it brought a ton of new viewers to the channel that I would think of anyways. But yeah, regardless. What are we? ITX tax is insane. It is. That is why I don't do many ITX builds, because it is like the amount that you have to spend more on ITX parts, you could grab the next tier up of CPU or graphics cards. You're literally paying like an extra 100, 150, maybe even 200 depending on what you use to make an equivalently powered system in an ITX build than if it was micro ATX, which isn't that much bigger unless you go like ultra small form factor. Vote so far is 63-37 with micro ATX winning, which sweet. I mean, for anyone who really disliked micro ATX, let me know in the chat why. The algorithm picked you 500 plus 500 merits, yeah. With the death of SLI and things like Wi-Fi on the motherboard, there's not much of a point with ATX. I mean, yeah. And think about it like, even if you are coming from a content creator standpoint, I am a content creator. I know plenty of content creators. Like, sure, you could get a nicer like PCI capture card. You can get a nicer sound card. Bro, what's already built into motherboards and what you could do with graphics cards, it's so good now that I feel like you're really just min-maxing if you are adding all these add-on cards into your build. Like, do you really need a different capture device? There are benefits of using like a dedicated capture card compared to streaming just straight off like using your graphics card. You know, you take less of a hit in performance, things like that. But for the most part, are you gonna miss 240 FPS versus like 220 or something like that while streaming? I don't know. I feel like, sure, if you're like some kind of pro level gamer or like rich streamer, but for the vast majority of people, I think you don't really need all those extra add-ons. Sepsuna, longtime viewer and YouTube pushed the live stream to me. Thanks for chiming in with this, by the way. Which, yeah, it's crazy how there are like, we sometimes get these people who are saying, I've been watching you for years, first time on the stream, and I'm like, does YouTube just not push this? Like, to the people who hit subscribe on my channel, does it not tell them that I went live every single Wednesday for the last almost 3 years at the same time every week? Have you seen ITX AM5 boards? It's so stupid. Yeah. Though, I will say, we're getting a little bit off topic, but at least we're going with the flow with the chat right now, because we're honing in on what our final price of a graphics card has to be. And I'm gonna start buying some of these stuff that are pretty much locked in. Like, RAM prices aren't gonna change too much. SSD prices, I don't see 500 gigs going that much cheaper than 30 bucks anytime soon, unless I can get a used deal. The case isn't gonna get cheaper than 35. But let me jump real quick to the... So if you guys are buying ITX, B650 ITX motherboard, right? Or let's just put AM5. AM5 in general. There are some deceptively good deals. So like, this is crazy. 300 bucks for a motherboard that's ITX. You gotta look at... Oh, this is the A620 though. Not for that much of a discount. I could have sworn, like, here's a B650i Aorus. I mean, $250 this is a $75 discount. Just buying what is this? Is this like new? Used acceptable. This has a built-in IO shield. So, if you are gonna go ITX, Here's a micro ATX one for 104 bucks. Here's a B760 from 194 to 114. Like, this isn't by any means dirt cheap. When I think cheap motherboards, I think like 60, 70, 80 bucks. But come on, you're going, look at that price difference right there. You're saving like 80 bucks. So yeah, if you are stuck on ITX, definitely check out the used section on Amazon. AliExpress seller top CPU store just canceled my $500 order. Feels bad. What was the order, Banana? Summer welcome deal. Dude, I'm gonna have to make multiple accounts to get this, aren't I? Cause these look like they're all welcome deals. And I know I'm gonna at least want to pick up the 5600 and this case. I think everything else I should be good. Yeah, everything else I can get from the US. So I only have to get 2 introductory deals. Is there a link to the spreadsheet? No, I mean, this is just a quick thing. I can give a link. Let me see. Skip. Let me see. Restricted. Anyone with this link? I'm not gonna give editing access though. Let's see. It can be a viewer, yes. Okay. I mean, here's the link, though I'm not sure if it's gonna bring any value. Try finding high-end micro ATX motherboards, slim pickings, especially for Intel Z boards. I mean, let's see, LGA. Z790 might be hard, but you can still find Z. Okay, here, look, Asus Tough Gaming Z. This is ATX, not micro, but on the ATX side, look at this, 227 versus 113. Come on now, like, this is worth trying to check out to see if it's problematic or not. Look at this one, Z790 Aorus. Again, this isn't micro ATX, but I'm just saying, motherboard deals on Amazon. I live and breathe open box deals and warehouse. Pika Wubs says, do people even use internal sound cards anymore? Pika, do you still like do DJing and stuff like that? And like music stuff? Or is that like not so much anymore now that you're, you know, got adult responsibilities? I think many audio nerds use external audio interfaces and amps wherever nowadays. Again, so that's gonna be more important, like your USB count and stuff like that. I'm a more of a competitive player, and losing 1 FPS is like losing one of my toes. What? Bro, if you turned off the FPS counter, I'm willing to bet if I did a test, you would, and I artificially limited the frame rate from like 100 or like 200 down to 180, 99% of the people won't even be able to notice when you turn the FPS counter off. Kai says, I subbed to you over a year ago and only seen me go live now. Well, we're here actually every single week. So every single Wednesday, 5 p.m. Pacific time, we go on the stream and just hang out. This is a chance for people to actually interact with me more so than the YouTube comments. And we do random stuff. Deal hunting. Sometimes we help people find pre-built PCs. We've deal hunted in people's local areas. We just do whatever, you know, makes sense for the day. Got a 5600, 16GB RAM, 1TB SSD, RTX 2070, link in stream submissions for 4 let's see. Let's look at this build. 500. RTX 2070. Yep, so this looks like an AliExpress-ish price, though I'm pretty sure you can find local ones for this much if you get kind of lucky. Okay, looking good there. B450, 40 bucks, around what we're looking to spend. Dude, this is like the same, except for the 1 terabyte. So let's look at your list versus the list that we came up with. Let's see. So this is about the same. This is the same. The B450 is almost the same price. We're about $5 off. 32 gig or 16 gigs of RAM for 30 bucks. The same. So you've got about 25 bucks more spent on a 1 terabyte SSD. And then you've got 177 on the 2070, slightly more expensive case. And then a $52 power supply. How's the mapping out on this one? Because we have, so it's the graphics card, we have 190 to spend, and you spent almost 180. So this is pretty comparable, and you were able to get a 2070. Again, while I don't think it's impossible, DVMit's a pretty good deal hunter too. Wait, DVMit, were you here when the person said we could probably fit RTX 3070 into a $500 build? I bought a deal on Facebook Marketplace earlier. GTX 1660, Ryzen 3600, 16 gigs of RAM for 120. That is solid. I mean, you're looking at the 1660 being worth around $100. If you get a good deal, maybe like 90. Ryzen 3600 surprisingly still holds their value at what, like $60-ish dollars. And then 16 gigs of RAM, even used, is still worth around 25 to 30 bucks. Really good deal. The i3 12100F. Oh man, actually, it would be fun to do an a 12100F build again, dude. How much are they on Amazon? I think I'm pretty content with the 5600. I'm pretty content with that price. 72 12100F are 84. In the States, unless eBay has anything to say about that. See, we're pretty much locked in now. Here we go. Buy it now, free shipping. I would rather buy this thing right here from C&E Direct for almost the same price, except buy it stateside. But yeah, it looks like AliExpress isn't that much cheaper on the processor. Looks like they might have multiple too. Clean pool, functional product, yeah. They've sold, what? They've sold over 1,000 of these used? I'm assuming used. If this is for only this listing and not other ones that they had. There was a $68 13100F deal. That sounds very familiar. Yeah. Honestly, though, the graphics card is going to be the bottleneck in whatever we're doing, for the most part. Whether you're getting the 5600, 12100F, 13100F, at this budget, usually the graphics card is the biggest bottleneck. I hope he actually, yeah, I'm going to order the case. That price better not go away before I have time to order it. I'm going to order it because regardless, even if I don't make a build with it because if something else happens and I find a different case, I will have that case in my collection of handled cases. I have never gotten rid of a PC case that has a handle. Let me show you what I mean. Can you guys still hear me? Let me know if it's dying down. I don't know what one of the... Is this the first case that I worked with handles? I don't think so. But this is one of the earlier cases. Y'all, I'm not even sure if most of the people on this stream can remember the PC build that went into this. Do people even know what this case is? This is a Cooler Master case. This is when they were doing their Master Case series that was like modular and you can change it. If I build in a PC case that has handles and I end up selling the PC, I move it out of the case and I save the case. Like, I do not get rid of cases that have handles. That is because one day they're not going to be available anymore, and I'm going to be really sad that something like, here's the other one that I use for my test bench actually. But yeah, we're talking, I'm going to get that AliExpress handled case. Honestly, I don't even remember what this Cooler Master's case model name was. Let's take a look. Cooler Master Series. Master Maker? What the heck is it? I think it's called the Maker. Ah, there it is. I just saw it. Here it is. Master Case 5 is what it is. It's got an acrylic side panel and everything. The RX 6700 XT is very doable. Actually, that's a good point. I got like distracted with NVIDIA cards. Let's say we looked last week. We couldn't really find anything. But let's just look at 6700, and if XTs pop up, good. 300 bucks. Why? Come on. Stop showing me crap from across the country. I think it's 6700 XT for 200 is a little bit more difficult, but 6700 I would be perfectly happy with. Honestly, man, that's the thing about AMD cards though. There's just not many of them in general, so to try to find a good deal on it, I'm gonna have to obviously be looking for more than just, you know, this 1 hour segment on the stream or whatever. Yeah, Mercari and well, I did pick up the, it's in the system right now. Remember last week when I was trying to test the Jawa graphics card? My Dell monitor, for whatever reason, is acting up. Because as soon as I plugged in my portable monitor, it worked just fine. But yeah, take a look at Jawa. Do we got any 6700s in here? The Hellhound. Yeah. It worked just fine. I stress tested it and everything just last night. This one right next to me is my 7800 XT, but that one has the 6700 XT in it. All I'm saying about Jawa cards is that I work tomorrow. Wait, what do you mean? Wait, are you working for Jawa now, Sean? Did I miss this? Do you got a Thermaltake level 10 case with your Handles collection? That's all you're saying? Oh, you have been working for Jawa? Oh, I did not know that. I think you haven't mentioned it though, or if you have, because of chat being crazy, I might have missed it. One of these days, you should try out custom loops and get into doing budget custom loops. I mean, I've done one custom loop system. And that was the one using that Corsair kit that they sent. I'm not opposed to custom loops, like doing them, but I personally don't think I would ever run a custom loop just because of the maintenance headache that will eventually come down the line. Like, and it's just more expensive. Even a budget custom loop costs more than just not doing it at all and just using the stock air coolers or a cheap tower style cooler. So unless you're sure, I guess you can do a budget loop to try to really optimize your temps on a higher end build, but then I don't know if that makes a ton of sense. Hey, the micro ATX versus ATX, look at the results now. It's actually closer to 50-50 compared to the earlier part of the vote. Oh, also, when you say custom, are you talking about more, like, most budget custom loops I've seen is soft tubing, which that makes more sense. I don't know in terms of, like, the budget options between hard versus soft tubing, but Demon Man, are you thinking soft tubing for when you say budget custom loop? Because I don't know how much the material difference, the cost difference is for just generic soft tubing material and versus like acrylic tubes and stuff like that. Okay, you are talking soft tubing. Okay, that makes more sense. That, I mean, that would be something fun to do for stream. Budget soft tubing. I would have to, I mean, there's so many parts, not so many, but there's a decent amount of research compared to just buying AIO and stuff like that, right? Like, you gotta get the radiators, the fittings, the tubes, the pump, etc. You gotta get... The graphics card is usually the more pain in the butt thing. I would think that for CPUs, if you're doing custom cooling, I mean, you know, you've got whatever mounting that... It's pretty standard. But to get a specific, like, plate to add the GPU into the loop, I would imagine that's my problem. That's my biggest problem, actually, with custom cooling, is how expensive it is to get a particular plate for a particular graphics card to do the cooling. So I would have to look into the budget end of that. But yeah. Yeah, soft tubing is better. Yeah. I'm not sure if people remember when I did the Corsair hard tubing, but that took multiple streams and multiple hours off stream to me get up and running. Older gen blocks are so super cheap. You can get used cards with block on it for cheaper than the cards would go for. That's a good point. But you're also stuck to that configuration, right? Like, because a lot of people, they put a block onto an old GPU, they probably got rid of the heatsink or don't sell it with it or whatever. That loop and graphics card has to kind of stay with that system, especially if you're going to get rid of it and sell it to some beginner noob who's not into PC building to get your money back, right? That combination of parts kind of stays stuck together forever. Not forever, but you know what I mean. Like, it is not as easy to just swap out a component and stuff like that. And then there's the maintenance. So yeah. That would be for me to build a cheap system and then keep it with me for whatever uses. You know. No such thing as a budget custom loop, says DevTech. I saw a 3080 with a water block that wouldn't sell for $150. Where did you see this at? I could kind of believe that because most people looking for... Actually... I could see it, but it also surprises me. I feel like even a PC flipper who has never touched custom loops, they would pick up this deal in an instant. A 3080 with the water block on it for $150. That's when you say, you know what? This is my opportunity to learn how to do a custom loop. Fittings alone on a budget is generally about $60 just for the CPU loop. Are we talking about AliExpress here, DevTech, or are you talking about just options in the States? I don't think my bro has ever taken apart the loop he did 10 years ago. So he's still also using the CPU and the graphics card from 10 years ago too. I assume when you say take apart, you mean like if you change your processor, your graphics card, if it's part of the loop, your motherboard, you have to take apart the loop. Or at least partially disassemble it. Bro is closed loop on a 3770K. Yeah. Nope, after this do cheapest 4K build. What does 4K build mean though? See, 4K in League of Legends is pretty easy to achieve on the cheap. Are we talking 4K AAA titles? Are we talking about 4K Cyberpunk? At what's that most insane graphics card? Or the graphics setting rather? Okay, let me... okay, it's about 6:50. We still have a good like 20-ish minutes left of stream. But let me go back to this list. Okay. I could probably find a cooler for like 18 bucks. Thermalright has non-RGB ones. This might be a non-RGB build, honestly. I wouldn't mind a sleek... Ooh, we could paint this one too, potentially. This is a cheap enough build where I could paint it and not feel bad. Especially if I find like a cheap graphics card. Okay. Yeah, dude, we got like... We have almost 200 bucks. And again, some of this is flexible. I might be able to find a used SSD for like 25 bucks and move the budget around. But nothing on this list is too crazy or too out of the ordinary. Unless I find a graphics card like a 3070 for $200. Right? Amazon Thermalright. If anything, I might grab that RGB Thermalright set just to have some lighting that can be turned on and off. But I don't think I'm gonna go like RGB RAM, RGB everything. The Dark Rock PX4. One second, let me copy this. Oh. 4 heat... Yeah, so this is like, I mean... This is like a cooler hybrid... I'm gonna call anything that's a 4 heat pipe tower style cooler a Hyper 212 successor. 17 bucks. Yeah, see? We can even grab this one. So we grab... So we just shaved $1 off there so that we can... Any dollar we can shave off, we can spend more on the graphics card. The case actually, let me see. What is the max cooler height? Obviously, I'm picking this case no matter what. So if I have to change the coolers, I will change it. But let's, good point. Let's see. Where is it at? Top fan, cooler. Where is the cooler? Am I blind? CPU heatsink, 168. Okay, let's see. We're looking at... What is the height on this? $152. Yeah, this fits. Yeah, I mean, just looking at this example picture, it looked like a pretty standard height chamber. Sorry, right here. In the picture, they have a tower style cooler. Most tower style coolers are within like 5-ish millimeters of each other. It is a pretty standardized height and chamber width in a lot of these cases and these coolers. So long cards won't fit. Well, I'm let's see. GPU limit is 350. So what is the typical power supply height? I mean, it's not like I'm particularly going to be looking for 3-fan cards. I'm pretty sure there's plenty of 2-fan options out there under 200 bucks. But what are we looking at though for the graphics card? What are the potential options, right? Everything here is pretty locked in. Like CPU, cooler, mobile, power supply, RAM, SSD case, fans. None of these are crazy deals that I'm gonna have trouble finding. If I do get a better deal, we'll throw it towards the graphics card. But we have essentially $200 for a graphics card. That's like 6650 XT territory used. That's our 2080s. What are 2080s going for? That is 3060 12 gigabyte territory. That's like brand new 6600 territory. But if we're gonna go this much on the deal hunting, we can't just go with a new 6600. No way. There's a brand new 6650 XT. I honestly would buy a used one, just because 220, dang, Amazon, oh, here we go, Amazon warehouse one, 200, yeah, so we could get a warehouse deal, small, look, 2-fan, this will definitely fit the case. Here's the 3, this one looks like it might be questionable. There are RTX 2080 with a dead pump. Arc A7, is what? Where have you seen Arc A770s for $200? Because I have not seen those. $6650 XT is very underrated for the price. I agree. $6650 XT. Oh, Bifrost. Wait, how long is this though? This might be problematic. The length of this is a little bit longer than what a typical dude, best offer, I would straight up offer like 180 and get this for under 200 with shipping. Dude, the Bifrost model though. Is that a blower fan and a regular fan on the same card? Well, when you say blower in terms of like, both of them, the way that this, let me see how the shroud is working. What does the other side look like? Let me look at the back plate. Oh, no, okay. I was gonna say, if the back plate was closed off, they would both kind of be functioning similarly to a, how does this heatsink work? I actually have not looked at the Bifrost heatsink. So you've got your vertical slat heatsink there, right? Vertical. And then in the rear, you have it like that, yeah. So the fans and heatsink fin orientation match up to their intended uses. Very interesting. You can get a used 2080 Super. This is broken, of course. Intel, don't do it, Danny. Resist the temptress. I don't know, man. That would be pretty interesting. I feel like most people, I guess, most budget builds that I've been seeing pop up on YouTube are not using Intel cards. So that would make it kind of unique in that aspect. But is being unique for the sake of it and sacrificing potential performance worth it? I don't know. I just linked the 3060 Ti for 220. Bro, I don't think we could shave off $20 elsewhere. No interest. Very good cosmetic working condition. Okay, let's go back. This is where you go back to the budget. And the funny thing is that in the most scenarios, what you would do is save an extra whatever 10, 15, $20 and just buy whatever you want. But that defeats the point of the challenge of staying within budget. Like, sure, we could move the goalposts, but you move the goalposts too many times and this eventually could become like a $600 deal. But $20 extra, you could probably, if this build came out to $520 and you call this a $500 build on a YouTube thumbnail and title, that's not necessarily clickbaiting, right? Or do you think that would be clickbaiting? Yeah, the power supply, we might be able to squeeze in like 30 bucks. I'll look in my local area too. There might be someone selling like some C or D tier. Yes, I'm okay with using a C or D tier power supply potentially. Depending on what brand it's from. Again, the tier list, I feel like a Thermaltake Smart, whatever, I would be comfortable with putting it into this build, even though, what is that, like an E or F tier? People were mad at ZTT for doing a $500 build that was also like 30. Well, doesn't Zach add in like cable ties and stuff? You could just not include, or the custom sleeve cables. Just don't include those sleeve cables and the vinyl and all that stuff. And it'll still be a $500 build at that price point. Just go fanless and blow on it. I mean, going fanless isn't gonna make the system throttle. There is still going to be an airflow path dictated by the CPU cooler and the GPU. Like, here, you guys should try this. With your systems, turn off all your front intake and your exhaust fans and see what temperatures your CPU and GPU actually get to. The air finds a way to get in and out even if those are off. Just leave the side panel off all the time, no fans required, exactly. Oh, dude, good point. I am still at, in the PC part picker. Let me see. Blah, blah, blah. Machinist. Alright, following custom part link, yeah, validity, AliExpress. Yeah, we're going back to B4. It didn't work. Why didn't it work? I'm copying the AliExpress link exactly as is. Huh, is that dead already? How old is this? When did you put this together, Demon Mate? Maybe I could just look it up exactly by the name. Because that doesn't... I'm gonna keep this page up. I can't find it. Machinist B450. Cheapest price. Lowest cost. What are you doing? What is AliExpress doing right now? I'm trying to sort by price and it just breaks. Oh my goodness. I like my full... Oh my god. Oh, what the heck? There should not be any more expirations to the Discord link. Let me change that real quick. Give me 1 second. Yeah, what? That should not be a thing. I thought I last updated it to no expiration. Generate new link. Here we go. There we go. Oh, let's see. Let me... Now, again, it should not. You guys have seen me do it now on stream. The link is in the submission now. Which... Wait, what? What link in the submissions? Yeah, we were in stream submissions. I don't see the link to... Okay, yeah, so this power supply, I've seen this one. Someone linked this before. Was that you? Casey, were you the one who linked this to me previously? So, it must have been you, because... Unless this is a very well-known website. Yeah. These HP, right here. These OEM HP power supplies. I remember you guys, Demon Man was talking about it too. Them being like really good deals. So yeah, I'm not worried about the power supply at all. It's just the graphics card. We have quite a bit of options here. I don't know what we're gonna eventually lock into, but... There's a price sorting tool on the left of the website. Why does the one on the right not work though, is my question. I mean, I can put in the max, and so let's put in $50. And I don't think we'll find anything under 30, but we're just gonna do it. So this is the only motherboard, $52. I mean, at this point, look at how bare this motherboard is. We could get something on Amazon and not have to use up our welcome deal for $52. Oh, you DM me the link? Okay. Let's see. Funny how when I search Machinist B450 and I put the price range in, it doesn't come up, but maybe because it's normally $140. Even though, let me look at this. So it's got what, one M.2 slot, it looks like? Here, can I maximize this picture? Please, AliExpress, you're killing me. Wait, it has to be micro ATX. This is micro ATX, right? Wait. Is this micro ATX? We're doing it in that. We're doing it in the case. Yeah, okay, yeah, this is very micro ATX. I was just making sure my eyes weren't deceiving me. Cause it's not called a B450M. It doesn't say micro ATX here, but it looked like it was missing some PCIe slots. It's white too, very clean. It doesn't matter if you have a white board if your graphics card, which I guess I could paint. So we paint the graphics card. Try to find some white RAM somewhere. Get a white cooler, which should be doable. We do a white build. Alright, we're doing a white build. We're gonna call this a white $500 build. Get the white one, they say. Make sure I remember that. That board is dog crap? Dude, every board that we are gonna find, potentially. Let me take a look. $50 is what we're working with here, guys. Is there an Amazon alternative? 55 for an Asus Prime, which actually has some cooling on the VRMs. This one's 63, 58, 61. There's not a ton of... Let me look at B550s. Honestly, with the motherboard in a case this small, once you put in a graphics card and a cooler, a lot of the motherboard does get kind of hidden. But let's just see, cause yeah, if I could find something like this for $5 more, I would lean towards going Amazon. That's one less thing I have to buy from AliExpress. But it depends on what the prices are in Amazon warehouse, which we're looking at these tiny numbers down here. What's my experience with open box deals? Love them. I have bought many power supplies, motherboards. I'm trying to think, have I bought every single type of component open box Amazon warehouse? And I think I have. SSDs, RAM, maybe not a case. Case, off the top of my head, I can't think of. But CPUs for sure, graphics cards for sure, motherboards, yeah. I've bought a lot of open box stuff on Amazon, PC component wise. Do you get some faulty pieces? Worst, I'm trying to think of I've never gotten like a dead on arrival, like it got to me with issues. I have received motherboards without I/O shields. That's probably the worst that has happened to me. White CPU coolers? No, I could just get a white CPU cooler with no RGB on Amazon for like $17. Isn't it? White CPU cooler tower. What? Where are they at? Come on, I know you exist. I've seen you. So here's one. So this one's 19, it's like $3 more. We could work with the budget to get this to happen. But where's the non-RGB one? It might be cheaper. So I mean, in our budget, we listed $17. What's $3 more and moving the budget around, right? And oh, here's an ID cooling one. We can go back to ID cooling. There's options for white coolers. It shouldn't be a problem. The issue is though, the white not be the same white. If you've ever built a white PC before, you may have noticed that a white case might not match the white graphics card, which might not match the white motherboard, etc. White has its own shades and stuff like that. ID cooling in particular, I know this plastic piece at the top, you see that plastic piece up there? The white on that is definitely not as pure white as, say, like an NZXT white case. Ask me how I know. But yeah. I bought... Oh, Igor! I sent back the envelope with the goods. I sent it back earlier this week. I don't know how long USPS regular mail takes, but it should be on the way to you. But Igor says, I bought an open box PSU on Amazon and it came with no cables. Okay, in that case, you return it. I've bought a number of PSUs on Amazon and it came with everything needed in the box. So but that's the beauty of Amazon, right? Versus not AliExpress, but versus buying on Mercari or OfferUp or something. The return process is so much easier on Amazon when you're buying it through them or warehouse. Yeah, I'm trying. The thing is, I don't want to use a million welcome deals. That would be min-maxing it. And actually, we're gonna wrap up stream soon, about 10 more minutes. But just looking at the build list, am I missing any graphics cards I should be on the hunt for? Honestly, I'm looking real hard. The thing is, if I could come under 500 to like 475 and stuff, I'll happily do it. Even if it means, you know, grabbing a, let's see, 100, whatever priced, dang, 180 would bring the 60, if I got a 6650 XT for 180, this build could be like on its way to 450 bucks. But regardless, I mean, there's not that many graphics cards in this. I mean, you could add in the 6700. Like, what else is there realistically that's gonna fit around the $200 mark? Citrus, 2 years. Thank you for your support. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for also stopping by stream. I know you're always here. Just, you know, stopping in the chat real quick and stuff, but I appreciate the support. Yo, where's Gnomed at? You sure gnomed up, but 1080 Ti would be one of the other options that are worth looking at. I think I actually saw a 1080 Ti in my area for, how much was it? Or was it on Facebook? I could have sworn I saw one for like 160 or something. The issue with the 1080 Ti is, what's the power draw on that? See, the power supply, so 2 to 3, okay, so you could still fit this technically in like a 600 watt unit. The power draw would be my main concern with going with like an older, top tier older card. RX 6700 for 2222. Yeah, see, we've got options for the graphics cards. And you know what? I'm not gonna rush this. I'm gonna give it like, I'm gonna be checking deals and stuff for the next week or two, because we're gonna be waiting a month for that case to come in anyways, right? So I don't need to rush the graphics card when potential deals could be popping up from here till like 2 weeks from now. So everything else is on pretty much lock. I'll get the other stuff ordered because some, you know, this is coming, 2 of them is coming from AliExpress. And they'll take like anywhere from 2 weeks to a month. And then I'll keep, maybe we could deal hunt graphics cards in future streams for like the beginning part or something. But we are well over 2 hours past stream, so I'm going to take the last 5 to 10 minutes to hang out before we call it a night. Oh man. Let's see. Very fun stream so far, says Nemus. For sure, this was a really fun stream. I also want to, let me end this poll. I do want to do the deal hunting in your guys' local areas again soon, so either next week or the week after that. But yeah, it's very fun to take a look at the different markets around the US or even Canada and try to find stuff. I need to make it, I need to formalize the system of how to do that. It's likely going to be doing it on Discord. And you're, where are you again, Demon Mint? It wasn't Texas, right? Or was it Texas? Yeah, I mean, I feel like every local market and every local area has like a bunch of crap posts and sometimes hidden gems. Oh, you're in Nebraska. Yeah, okay. As far as video content, the older card would not be as relevant. I feel like 10th gen or 1000 series NVIDIA cards, they will still be relevant, especially like a 1080 Ti, because they can still provide good price to performance, especially given how old it is. There's a higher chance for it to have a more fluctuating like price in the market, right? Whereas if you're looking at something like a 6600, 6650 XT, pricing the pricing band on that is gonna be pretty narrow. Like, they're relatively new cards, they have a pretty standard price. When you start to get older though, some people, just for the sake of getting rid of older hardware, they will price it at a pretty deep discount. That's how you could find like an RX 580. What do you guys think is the going price on that? I bought one for 20 bucks. I normally see them go for around 40 bucks, and I've seen them go on websites like eBay and stuff for up to 60 bucks. So you're talking about from 20 to 40 to 60. That's like 100%, 200% price differences. I wouldn't say my $20 deal is standard. I would say 40 is a more standard price. But the older it is, the more you're gonna see like deviation in pricing. Yeah, 20 bucks is amazing. I'm not gonna say, oh, you should expect to go out and buy an RX 580 for 20 bucks. I think 40 bucks is more standard. But at the same time, if you're trying to build a budget PC and you could easily buy an RX 580, 40 bucks for what you're getting, I think is still a really good price. Yeah, it was the Sapphire one that I bought. It was a video. I bought it, that and the GTX 960, which was also 20 bucks, which in comparison looks like a bad deal, but 20 bucks for a 960 is also a very good deal. AliExpress is the way to go for this build. Yeah, I'm only grabbing 2 parts from AliExpress because, actually no, I wanted to ask this and I lost track of it, but now I'm going to ask again. For all you AliExpress deal hunters out there, so you notice how we got these welcome deals? Like, this is the summer sale welcome deal. This is that's the summer sale. Oh man, where's all the stuff? Like, this is just an example. But you see, these are all welcome deals that normally would be more expensive. How easy is it to circumvent the welcome deals with multiple accounts? Or do they eventually realize that it's all shipping to the same address with the same PayPal accounts or with the same credit card numbers, and they limit how many accounts you can buy welcome deals with? You know what I'm saying? Like, does AliExpress, are they pretty strict about that, and you're pretty much only going to get 1 or 2 times to exploit this? Or can you do it very easily? I wonder if the website deals go based off of your IP address. Well, you could just use a VPN. Any bids coming? I do have a video with me in the Aorus, not picking up a GPU, but helping someone with their computer. So that should be coming up relatively soonish. What's the company that lets you make one-time use credit card numbers that YouTube was advertising for a long time? We talked about that on the stream too. I'm gonna write it down. Make temporary graphic credit cards. It's not that easy. The shipping address has to be different. Okay, so this is where I'm getting at. For all the people who said, like, get a bunch of stuff from AliExpress. Bro, I mean, sure, I could use my friends and family's address, but up to a point, it's, like, not feasible. And then to try to convince other viewers that they could do this easily, like, I wanted to keep it within, like, a more reasonable, doable process, if that makes sense. I'm not trying to have to make all these temporary credit cards, use 5 different addresses, make 5 new email accounts just to buy from AliExpress to save some money, and then be like, yeah, I built this for 500 bucks, doing all this weird stuff. Like, I would rather just pay the extra 20 or 30 bucks and make it more repeatable. Revolut, is that the company? Temporary credit card? What is a single-use virtual card? You haven't looked through the summer fun coupons though. I mean, I'm not convinced that I'm gonna find something that is more worth getting. Well, I'm getting the case. That's for sure. We're getting the case no matter what. I will make a second account and use my P.O. Box address to then get the CPU. I'm not sure if we're going to be saving that much money on coolers, fans, etc. on like the third item from AliExpress. You know what I'm saying? Wait, how long is the summer sale going for? This stream is over, but where's this summer sale? Summer sale ends June 23rd. Oh, shoot. That's only this weekend. Look at the coupons. Well, if it's anything like last time, remember when we were trying to get the 6750 GRE? And then the coupons were actually not there? 40 bucks off 269, 80 bucks off of 499. Does this stack with? But then we were trying to get the welcome deal. Yeah, I'm gonna have to take a look at this after the stream to see what makes more sense: buying one bundle deal to try to get 40 bucks off, or try to get multiple welcome deals at the same time. Because obviously you can't combine the total from 2 separate orders under 2 different accounts being shipped to 2 separate addresses to sum up to get something like this, if you know if that makes sense. And we're not buying anything more than 80 bucks. We're buying an $85 processor, which would be 8 bucks off if it stacks. You want it to be able to be duplicated to build. So I'm okay with using like 1 or 2 like of these AliExpress coupons and stuff like that, because I'm not doing it to the extent where it basically becomes misrepresentative of how easy it is to build a $500 build. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I do this build and for someone else to repeat it without jumping through the hoops of AliExpress, it costs them $530, $540. I think that's a mission success. But if I do this build and it ends up costing them like $600 to do it because of all these AliExpress hoops and crazy temporary summertime deals, then I would think that that's disingenuous. I mean, I'm not saying that like when Brian and stuff from Techia City does it is disingenuous, because he obviously lays everything out, but I don't want to have to rely on that every single time I like deal hunt to like do these kind of like loophole things. The $40 off coupon makes this $500 build easy. Yeah. I mean, I'll try to maximize off of 2 accounts. Whatever I can do to do that. But, again, look, what else am I going to be saving on? I guess I could get the really cheap white tower coolers. I might throw in like a white tower cooler with the CPU purchase, stuff like that. But like, what's the cheapest price on this? Let's say 15 bucks max. Yeah, so like a John's Bow. I would grab a John's Bow cooler, 14 bucks. Save extra 5 bucks plus shipping. Oh my god, $12.98. What? I mean, I think here's the thing. All right, let's see. We're gonna say let's say if we wanted to save more money for the graphics card, $10. 90. This is a welcome deal. I mean, I'm not opposed to getting stuff like this as long as it doesn't mess up the CPU deal. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty skeptical with how much you can actually buy off of like one order. And until I sign in, until I put in the information, my shipping address, until I see that final checkout price in cart, which I'm not going to do on stream because I'm not going to dox myself and give away my address and info and stuff like that. We need to start. No, AliExpress, dude, we've seen it on stream. The prices, the coupons, they disappear in an instant. That's why I'm not super like heavy into AliExpress. I'll use it for 1 or 2 components, but I'm not gonna do all 8 components coming from AliExpress, trying to stack coupon deals with summer sale deals with welcome deals. Because at the end of the day, AliExpress ends up rug pulling like half of that stuff from under you. Is there a referral link for AliExpress or do you just sign up? I'm pretty sure there's referral links. I don't have one to give, but yeah. AliExpress has great deals on not flashlights, so I'm told, says Johnny Stash. No, we found out the temporary website. I mean, there's probably plenty of them, but I found it. It's called Revolut. But that's not the issue. The issue people were saying is the shipping address has to change. So whether or not I have multiple credit cards and my wife's credit cards and stuff, but I'm not about to ship to 5 different addresses to my friends and family and then be locked out of doing that in the future. If anything, I would rather do a couple here, do a couple down the line in future builds, etc., and not use it all on one build. You have to have the AliExpress Mastery Advancement to get those good deals. I mean, I buy from AliExpress. I have seen firsthand and shown on the stream firsthand how some of these deals that pop up don't always make it to the end when you're in the cart, is all I'm saying. Revolut has fees. Yeah, I mean, I'm not just gonna do the Revolut thing. I would look up other options. I'm pretty sure there's plenty of options for like cheaper fees or fee lists and stuff like that. Yeah, the case is crazy. I'm picking that up like right when stream ends. Actually, no. When stream ends, I'm gonna pick up the case, and I'm gonna pick up whatever I could throw into this deal, like cooler, whatever, and to get the biggest discount I can in this one order, and then I'll buy the CPU separately. I found a deal with the motherboard, CPU fan, and RAM for like $90 once, then price changed to $130. I have had that happen to me on AliExpress as well. So don't worry, I will document it. And I will record the buying process, and in the video, if anything goes wrong, I'm going to explain it in the video. I've never bought from AliExpress for the changing price reason. I've only bought from Amazon, Newegg, local, of course. I don't trust eBay either for PC parts. Well, eBay, I trust a lot. AliExpress, I also trust when I'm buying like single items that are reflective in the cart as they were on the listing. But yeah. Wait, bro casually has ZTT's build behind him? What, is this? What, that's ZTT's build? Or are you talking to somebody else? How's that ZTT's build? Looks like it. Well, I mean, anybody who builds in the Corsair, what's it called? What is that case? It's the refresh. It's not the 2000D. It's gonna be called that. But how did Zach get the claim of that being his build? Was he the first one to showcase that? He actually might have been. This sounds familiar. Did Corsair get him the parts ahead of time so that he could stream the build during launch? That might have been the situation. But I'm pretty sure I also had these parts sent to me before Zach publicly showed the build off. So there's that. I recently got a 7500F from AliExpress. I'm waiting to receive it to try it out. I also have a 7500F that I ordered from AliExpress. I forgot how much I got it for. I think it might have been 120, 124, something around there. But yeah. Alright, we're 2.5 hours in the stream. Y'all keep on distracting me from going to eat and doing other things. So, we're gonna call it right here. Thank you. And yes, Casey Walls, I appreciate it. It's funny because I feel like with AliExpress, you saw the search engine in AliExpress. I literally searched that Machinist V450 and then I try to sort by price and it just breaks on me. I feel like with AliExpress, you just kind of have to be randomly browsing to find hidden gems. Whereas if I were to type in white micro ATX case with handles, it's not gonna pop up. So yeah, AliExpress is a strange one, but they definitely got good deals. But yeah, you guys have a great rest of your night, have a great rest of the week, and have a great weekend coming up. No video coming up this weekend just because, dude, the LAN party video edit and release just took so much out of me. I do have content that's like needs to be edited and it's pretty much complete. It's just I'm not gonna be able to get it done by this weekend. So yeah, next time I'll see you is probably in next week's stream. So maybe we can do some local area deal huntings for the viewers. But yeah, y'all have a good one. Thanks for a good stream as always, and have a good night. Bye bye.